Before the international break, Manchester City scored 2 back-to-back 5-goal victories. No side in the Premier League has scored more goals than Manchester City this season. Pep Guardiola, however, did not sign a striker in the summer, but maybe he found one anyway, as Ferran Torres looks a natural in their role. The last season that Ferran played was exceptional, said Guardiola after Torres' 2 goals against Arsenal. If you look at his numbers in terms of goals and assists, he played incredibly well, but we discovered this position now as a striker. He makes movements like the best strikers who move in behind. Jamie Vardy, these types of players, he moves incredibly well. He is so young, he's an incredible finisher. Remember the goal against Norwich? It was disallowed, but the finish was perfect. We're incredibly happy with his movement, his work rate, many things. Guardiola makes a persuasive case. Since the start of April, only Mason Greenwood has outscored the 21-year-old Spaniard in the Premier League. He has scored more than twice as many goals in the competition as any other Manchester City player in that time. There is nothing false about playing Ferran Torres in that 9, and yet none of that quite changes the fact that City made a £100 million bid for Harry Kane this summer. Despite reservations, they were willing to sign 36-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo before United realised they had to stop that at any cost. Sergio Aguero's departure is misleading in some respects. He contributed only 4 goals to the club's title win last season. The first of those was a penalty that put City 3 up against Fulham in mid-March. The lead at the top of the table was already 17 points. The players who took to the team to the title were still in the squad, but Kane and Ronaldo, that would have changed things. As it is, Man City are without a world-class striker. What we do not know yet is how much that will matter. When Tottenham beat them on the opening weekend of the Premier League season, it was not only a result rich in narrative, but widely regarded as a deserved win. Still, it would not have escaped Guardiola that his side has the better chances. That was the attempt that João Cancelo dragged wide. The shot by Riyad Mahrez that missed the target as he stumbled when well placed in the centre of the penalty box. There was Torres' failure to divert the ball into the net from close range in the second half. Steven Bergwijn did go close to doubling the advantage to Tottenham's by Heung-min Son's strike, but ultra expected goals model told another story. Spurs outscored City, but their chances would on average yield 1.2 goals compared to City's 1.9. In other words, while the focus was on lacklustre City, finishing was their biggest issue. In general, we showed a good spirit and good intention, and we arrived in the final third many times, but we were not clinical enough, said Guardiola. Son scores and we lose. The conclusion that Kane's prospective club missed him more than his current one was too irresistible to ignore, and that was one statistic that highlighted that more neatly than any other. It helps to explain both his prowess and Man City's biggest concern. Kane has scored 166 Premier League goals for Tottenham in the Premier League since making his debut in August 2012. That is more than any other player in that period. Impressive in itself, his expected goals figure makes it even more so. Based on that data collected from many thousands of apps of the same type from the same location, we can say that on average, a player with the opportunities that Kane has to score would have 133 Premier League goals to their name rather than 166 goals. Kane undoubted finishing skills, all those unerring strikes low and hard into the corner of the net, have caused an uptick of 33 goals. No Premier League player has added more than their total that might have been expected based on chances in that time. It does not fully explain his success. Kane's movement and skill enabled these chances, and 133 goals is still a huge number. According to the expected goals model, only Aguero had better opportunities with Kane, outscoring him by 5 goals in that period. That highlights 2 of the most important points. Firstly, the quality of Kane's finishing. That certainly passes the eye test. Secondly, it suggests that Man City, as one might expect, need a high level service to their centre forward. At City, the chances will climb. Aguero clearly took advantage of that. He ranks 4th on the list who have outperformed expected goals, but most since Kane's debut. But it is the identity player at the other end of the list that illustrates the challenge facing City. Of the 1,789 players to have played in the Premier League since Kane's debut, the player who ranks last, the man who with the biggest negative differential between the number of actual goals scored and what is expected, is Gabriel Jesus. The Premier League, the Brazilian has found the net 151 times in his Manchester City career since making his debut in 2017, but the expected goals model indicates that he might reasonably have expected to score score at least 60 goals from the chances he's had. As it happens, Jesus has made a hugely impressive start to the season, a key figure in wins over Norwich and Arsenal, but perhaps it is significant that he is thriving in his new role out wide. The word is that Jesus now regards this as his best position. He has played there sometime for Brazil, and that makes sense. His game is more than goals. This is a selfless player who possesses from the front and whose movement creates space for others, but those finishing stats rather do not explain the reluctance to just turn him into a centre forward. It's not just that Torres, but maybe Sterling and De Bruyne will prefer there too. Crawley had been dubbed as a backup striker in a team with no strikers. That does cut to the heart of the issue. It shows why signing Kane would have been so important for City. Jack Grealish is a fine footballer, but so is Ilkay Gundogan, so is Bernardo Silva. The biggest upgrade that Guardiola could have made was up front. The challenge for Torres now is to mitigate the loss, to ensure that the legends that they don't leave, and that City don't regret putting a striker in. It is a lot to put on him, but he has the talent and he has the team around him to do it. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below, and follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily football news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.